Welcome back to Game On. Now, let's quickly take the opportunity to look at some of the fixtures that will be coming up in the way of the Betway Premiership. And the big one, the one we're talking about, is, of course, out in the nation's capital, Loftus Versfeld, Mamelodi Sundowns, Orlando Pirates. Firstly, before we get into it, Jerry, let's talk about the importance of the Pirates win midweek ahead of facing Sundowns.
So important. Really so important.
Especially after they'd lost
you know,
in the Champions
what's
League.
happening with the champion. But yes, it was a loss in penalties, but in terms of the full 90 minutes, for me, I give them credit. And it's not going to be easy for both teams, to be honest, because Sundowns would want to have the bragging rights of continuing in the CAF Champions League. Pirates would want to make sure that, yes, we're out of the Champions League, but we can beat you. So for me, this afternoon, we're going to be
treated. We're going to be treated. Yeah. Certainly, I think it's set up beautifully because also if you look at their log positions, Pirates could literally elevate themselves, and a lot of people gave them stick after losing those 2 games earlier in the season, but they literally could, with the 2 games in hand they could go top of the log. So this one is big for them.
Another important factor is with the Pirates exit in the Champions League, should Pirates pick up the points here, going forward, Sundowns will then be balancing the Champions League and the local game. Pirates will also only be focusing on the local game, and that could give Pirates a slight advantage here. So this win is setting that up.
I mean, they've got a lesser load, but the coach also has the headache now because they planned for
the long haul.
Full load. The coach's big problem at Pirates now is keeping players happy because he doesn't have the amount of games they were expecting. And now there's a lot less game time. And how does he keep the squad happy? That's his big challenge right now. And for Sundowns, they've been here before. They know what it is to juggle Champions League, all that kind of thing. So it's still going to be very interesting this season.
Jerry, what you say you witnessed at the Sundowns practice match against your side in the Coach Cardoso trying to get the best out of his boys and the antics he went through. What does that tell you about Sundowns coming into this match?
Really, they want to treat every match as a competitive match because the coach is not just looking at, I've got Mark Haskins who's better than Jerry Skosana. So if Mark Haskins is there and I'm happy with that, but the day Mark had his own downfall, you want to look at Jerry Skosana, so he needs to get the same treatment so that we equal in what you want to have in the field. So this is exactly what I saw Cardoso doing to his fringe players because he might need some of them to be in the same level with those that are always starting the game. So for me, it was like something which showed that he wants to have overall players that are equal and there's nothing that he can just choose from.
Now, in the way of setting up one of the games of the year and going into it, both sides, quality players this way and that, internationals this way and that, the venue's top-notch. You can't ask for a better setup between 2 quality sides, arguably the best 2 sides in the country.
I just hope all the players wear the right boots. Because what I saw at Loftus this past Sunday where, Sundowns were playing Champions League, there was a lot of slipping and sliding because it is a rugby venue, unfortunately, and the turf is not, it doesn't hold true. And so
remember in the fixture between the 2 last season as well, there was a lot of slipping.
I'd hate for it to come down to an error where someone slipped or, something along those lines. Let it be about the football on the field, 2 teams having a full go at one another. The best footballing team ends up on the winning side. That's what I want to see. I hope there's not going to be excuses about, whatever, the field, the conditions, whatever the case may be. Let it be about the football on the field. But yes, it is set up to be an absolute humdinger.
Now, let's keep in mind the Carling knockout was in action as well. And let's look at the sides that will be moving through to the semi-finals. We take our hats off to them and I hope them the very best then in trying to book their place in the final from the semi-finals. So, in keeping things moving along, the Hollywood Foundation Amazulu Cup launched earlier this week. Of course, the tournament for the under-15 boys and girls starts today and goes up until tomorrow. Let's find out more about that, gents.
We are very intentional as the Hollywood Foundation, and part of the main reasons why we are so intentional is that we want to provide a platform for youth development in this country, and the Amazulu Community Trust and Hollywood Foundation has teamed up to create that partnership by providing a platform for these youngsters to grow and achieve or fulfill their full potential. So it's important for us to continue providing that platform for these youngsters to shine and to grow.
been a very, very, long, interesting journey, which has been a 4-year since I started with the Siyakhula Cup. I found Siyakhula Cup actually in my journey on embarking with Amazulu Football Club. It has been a very beautiful partnership with Hollywood Foundation, and it gives a lot of opportunity for young ones to grow, to have something to believe in, and like the slogan is saying, where stars are born.
The role that is played by this tournament is good because this is a very good age or a ripe age when you recruit players. And most of those players are at school. In fact, at the age of 15, under 15, they're supposed to be at school. So it's good for our development. It's good for scouts and the like.
We continue to make a huge effort to bring the schools, for example, to open and to make sure the female side of the game is also represented, and then to try to bring as many teams as we can support. We are over the moon with the support. We are really grateful for everybody to come on board, and we are looking for a great football journey, a great and successful competitive opportunity for everybody to express themselves.
I think one of the most, one of the big highlights of the Siyakhula Cup over the past couple of years, and maybe the two biggest success stories, Obama Mhlongo and Uroka Rocha from Amazulu, who have also helped the under-17 national team qualify for the World Cup. And I think it's unprecedented that without the platform of the Siyakhula Cup, those players would have never received an opportunity to shine. So it's indicative of the approach that the Hollywood Foundation and the Amazulu Community Trust are taking in terms of approaching youth development and the development of football, not only in the city, but the province and, of course, the country.
The tournament is like ufunda izinto ezenziwa amanye ama-team, no experience izinto ezenziwa amanye ama-team, nokubonda as i-club, because dlala 2 games a day, so ngithola isikhathi sokubonda, ukwazi ukukhuluma nabanye abantu, just to have football conversations.
There's a lot of potential if we're going to have this type of tournaments for our national teams. We might as well know that all our national teams qualified for the World Cup. It started like this. So there is a potential.
The message I'd like to give the players that are going to be participating in the Siyakhula Cup is that dare to dream and we'll give you an opportunity to shine. And that's our slogan this year, where stars shine. And if you are able to dream and dream big, we'll provide the platform for those dreams to come alive.
Well, there you have it then. So we'd like to take the time to thank Hollywood Best for continuing to give. Also, I'd like to thank the two gentlemen to my left here, Mark Haskins, as well as Jerry Skosana. And thank you at home for taking the time to join us for another exciting episode of Game On from me, Sizwe Mapena, and the rest of the team that is behind the scenes. Until next week, it's click, click, bang.